Hi, and welcome to Kitten Space Agency, KSA for short. I've been looking forward to this for a very long time, ever since Take-Two Interactive just threw KSP into the dumpster. There has been a need for a rocket building space simulator with explosions, and this just might be it. So, with my grievances out of the way, let's take a trip to Luna and back. Remember to like and subscribe. Let's push F for grab, B to board, and be on our way. Oh, I guess there's no collisions yet. Oh well. And here we are. Let's put the rocket into prograde. Now, the cool thing about KSA, they've got a built-in astrogator mod that came with KSP1. It allows you to plan transfers to different bodies. So here we're just picking Luna, and it's got options of min-max flight time. I'm going to leave those at default, and then let's calculate. So we get certain information about our delta V and the flight time and what we need to do to get there. It's got this little graph that I'm not quite sure what it represents, but I'm sure I'll figure it out in due time. And we can see our preview of the burn we're about to do. It doesn't get us close enough to Luna as I would like it, so I'll have to tweak the burn a bit. And we've got a rudimentary maneuver node planner. Get the job done for now. But that's another mod that's heavily used in KSP1 that's just simply built into the game here. This should be close enough for now. We'll use the RCS thrusters to get a bit closer. So we'll use our little built-in mech jib here to point towards the maneuver node. And we can also set the burn to auto, so it executes by itself. I found this a lot easier than trying to execute the burn manually, obviously. But at the moment, we can't control the throttle. It's always at 100%, and we don't have a thrust limiter on the engine. And now we're just warping to our maneuver node. The warp placed us about 20 seconds out from the start burn timer. And something I forgot to do is put the RCS profile into strict mode. I left it on to relax, so when we were time warping, the ship doesn't fire its RCS thrusters all the time. But in strict mode, it will hold the target vector more closely, as you'll see when I fix my little mistake. There we go, it's right on target now. So now we're gonna go in prograde and use our RCS thrusters to get a closer approach to Luna. It takes a bit of tinkering because you can't use RCS in map mode, so apologies for the switching in and out of the map. 92 kilometers seems good. We're well on our way now, so one last look at Earth before we hit the warp button and zoom over to Luna. Now that we've entered the sphere of influence of Luna, I tried to use the transfer planner to circularize the orbit because I saw these options here. Unfortunately, they don't quite work. The apoapsis does, but the periapsis simply doesn't. So we're gonna have to do this manually. I'll just speed this part up. Tinkering with the maneuver node takes me quite a while. And again, we can use the built-in MacJib to automatically do the burn for us. I wasn't too sure if I need to point positive or negative. Seems positive is the right way to go, even though you're doing a retro burn. Those RCS thrusters look amazing though. There we go. We can warp. No, they seem to be going crazy, so I'll just put them on relax mode. And I love as we approach Luna that there's no texture popping. It's just seamless. The level of detail just comes in. And we happen to just fly over Apollo 11. Coming up to the circularization burn. 5 seconds. And the camera flips. We are in orbit. So as I'm taking in the sights before I start playing the return burn, I noticed the little flashes of light. Now, I'm not too sure if that's a bug or is it sort of intended to simulate cosmic ray phenomena that astronauts experience. Now, when using the transfer planner to plot a route back, didn't have many options at all to do so. So I guess it's another case of doing it manually. As I fiddled with the maneuver node, a question came to mind. What altitude should I have the periapsis on Earth? In KSP, I need to go above 40 kilometers to end up back in orbit. So I settled on 50 and hope for the best. Now getting set up for the maneuver, pointing towards positive and setting the burn to auto. That's our plan. Let's warp. Of course, I forget to switch back to the RCS strict profile. and something went horribly wrong. I don't know if it was because I was unrelaxed and the ship moved a bit too much, or the fact that the calculations were off and the maneuver node calculated the burn time incorrectly. RCS didn't help much, so we're gonna have to fire the main engine. Bit more. Bit more. Bit more. A bit more. Just a touch. And too far. We'll fix it with RCS. Okay, this RCS fix took about 5 minutes of burning. 63 kilometers, it's gonna have to do. To warp to a specific spot, I decided to just put a maneuver node there and hit warp. So here we are, tumbling back down to Earth. We are at the final stretch, and it seems that our apoapsis is going down nicely. It's only a question of if we're going to stay in orbit or have an unplanned landing. Well, I guess none of this was really planned, and testing to see how everything works. Judging how far we've gotten and how far the apoapsis has come down, it's going to be a landing. We've got air whooshing sounds, but there'll be no reentry heat or reentry effects. They haven't been implemented yet. As we speed up the reentry process here, a couple of things I want to say, and that's that I'm really proud of what the people at RocketWorks have done. I mean, this is how the approach to KSP2 should have been done. It had to have been built from the ground up. And I know the ambitions were great, and I know that the Intercept Games team did the best they could, and that there was passion there. But I guess it just didn't work out. So I'm just happy that RocketWorks have stepped in, taken up the challenge and the mantle of creating the next game in this genre, let's say. Back in real time, pointing the rocket up, I'm trying to judge how fast we're going and what's my altitude and when should I start my suicide burn. While still enjoying the beautiful volumetric clouds. However, I did notice that the thrust-to-weight ratio is the same as it is in space, so I guess there's no ISP values on the engines. Going down to 2 kilometers. Looking for my shadow. Decide to probably burn about now. Well, we slowed down quite a bit. Gentle. There's a shadow. Take it down nice and slow. And touchdown. I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like and subscribe. and I'll see you on the next one. Full Metal out.